willing to start your day, your breakfast, with a vegetable? Now, we are a nation who is obsessed with donuts and coffee, bagels and coffee, cream cheese bagel and coffee, muffins and coffee. Or if we're opting out of a breakfast altogether, we started off with a black coffee. But are we up for the challenge of starting off our day with a veggie? Shehzad, what about you?
Sure, yes. I mean, if it's a smoothie, even better.
Okay. All right. Smoothie is a vegetable. There was vegetables in it at some point of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you make a smoothie only with vegetables as well.
Right.
Yeah. And what are the kind of vegetables? We're talking crustaceous. We're talking...
Leafy.
Uh-huh.
Colored. All vegetables. So in this segment today, we are going to go on towards this segment, which is called Jaan Hai To Jahan Hai. And I love this segment because I'm always trying to find the latest health trends out there, trying to read books on longevity, on health trends, and how to make sure that you live a healthier life. Essentially, not a longer life, that would be ideal too, but a healthier life. So your health span is as long as your lifespan.
Wow.
Because usually if you look at a person's lifespan, if it goes all the way till here, their health span actually starts going down somewhere here, and in the end, it's like terrible. I would love to live to 100, but I want to be healthy every day of those 100 years of my life.
So basically just goes like, boop, boop.
Just drop dead one day. Or
Wow.
not. Just upload yourself to AI.
Nice one. Yeah.
But according to this latest Washington Post post, we are talking about 7 diet changes that can boost your energy naturally. When we wake up in the morning and we have that groggy feeling, we're like, give me some coffee. My eyes are not opening. I cannot walk. I cannot talk. That's when you need coffee. That's when you need any kind of tea or chai. So the first change that we are asking you to make is add protein to your breakfast. According to this research study, which according to this 2017 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, people who had a high protein breakfast, that means 30% of the calories came from protein in their breakfast, experience a better insulin response and blood glucose level after 4 hours compared with those who had mostly carbs. Now, the worst thing, Shehzad, about a breakfast that has carbs in it, no matter what time you're breaking your fast, whether it's 8 a.m., 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., or 7 p.m., if you're going to break it with carbs, or if the majority of your calories are coming from carbs, what it does, it gives you that insulin spike. And wherever there is, because carbs end up being turned to sugars, to glucose. All sugars, all carbs, even protein essentially comes down to sugars. When you have that spike, it's like a high.
Yeah.
And after a few hours, that high comes down. That's what we call the crash. So if you're having lots of carbs and sugary things in your breakfast or in any meal, and that's all you're having, what it does is it takes you high, it gives you that energy, but it brings you crashing down, and 2 hours later you're hungry again. You just had a breakfast at 7 a.m. Why are you so hungry at 9 a.m.? It's because your breakfast wasn't filling enough. It wasn't the right nutrition. So adding veggies, of course, fiber is great, but also adding protein to your breakfast, and 30% of the calories should come from protein. It's actually going to help you stay full for longer. Good fats, avocado will do a great job. Cheese will do a great job. Veggies and fiber will do a great job. An apple will do a great job. Or maybe half an apple is better. Just an apple. Eggs are going to do a great job. Any kind of protein. Second thing that you can do to boost your energy, if you feel that there are times of the day you feel sleepy and you feel down and you feel you have no energy, is try new grains. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people age 55 and older who ate at least 3 servings of whole grains daily had better markers of heart health compared with those who got less than half a serving. And this is all kinds of different grains and beans. Sari dalein isme shamil hai. It's all kinds of lentils, all kind of grains. We talk about quinoa, we could talk about buckwheat, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Include all of that in your diet and get up to 5 servings every day, because your heart health, in fact, your whole body health biomarkers are going to be better. Moving on, add one or more fruit or vegetable to your plate. Now the new guidelines is that if this is your plate, half of your plate should be vegetables. Half of your plate at every meal needs to be vegetables. And time again, thousands of studies have proven that. There are some people out there, like kids, who do not like vegetables. So I just came up with this really amazing hack yesterday. So when we cook Pakistani food, so cooking desi food, first you chop some onions and you brown them. So what I've started doing, Schehzad, is that instead of using chopped onions and browning them and making that masala, that gravy, I have started using riced cauliflower. It takes the same amount of time to brown, and I just put in a whole pack of cauliflower rice in there. I let it brown, and then I add the masalas to it, all the coriander powder and the cumin seed powder and the red chili and everything, and I saute that and then add the meat to it or the vegetables to it or whatever I need to do.
Very sneaky. You're doing exactly what Mom used to do.
Yes.
In a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I announce. I'm telling everyone what I'm doing.
Okay.
And in fact, I made brain masala on the weekend, and we need to do that one of the stories as well. We need to do the Colorado trip on one of the stories as well. Okay, we'll get to that. But recently, just yesterday, what I did was that instead of using riced cauliflower, I didn't have riced cauliflower. So I used a whole pack of frozen broccoli with a can of tomato in there, with some garlic in there. I put all the masalas in there. I put, the garam masala, the cumin, the corianders, the red chilies, the green chilies, the cilantro. I put everything in it. And when it's all bubbling, I used a stick blender. I went in and I just mushed everything out. And then I kind of sauteed it, and then I added the meat to it and let it cook. In the end, I did some bunafying as well, sauteed all of it too. And no one could tell there was broccoli in this dish.
I can vouch for that.
No one can tell.
No.
Okay, moving on. Oh my God, it's making me hungry.
You wouldn't be very successful as a cook during the Mughal Empire, would you?
If they can't tell.
Okay.
If they can't tell, then they don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay, but someone would report.
Exactly.
A spy would go to the king and say, "Isne broccoli add kiya aapke khane mein." The king's like, "How dare you add broccoli to my..."
Are you trying to poison me by giving me broccoli?
Behead Leena. Because she added broccoli. He's like, "Sir, this is really good for your health."
This is good for you, sir. Sir. The emperor of a Mughal empire. Sir, please.
Your Highness, broccoli is good for you. And why am I even a chef in your kitchen? Why am I not running my own restaurant in Europe, someone where they appreciate all this?
I love it.
Okay. Eat your greens first. The next tip is eat your greens first. Leafy greens help protect brain health. Broccoli and Brussels sprouts are potential cancer preventers, and green peas can improve digestive health. So when you sit down to have a meal, eat your greens first. In fact, another research that has just come out, Schehzad, they are talking about how when you eat the vegetables first, they go in your intestine and they actually form kind of like a mush. And that helps your body not absorb all the carbs from the rice.
I see.
Basically.
I see.
For a fifth grader. Okay. Learn about labels. This is very important, Schehzad. I think now has come a time where we really need to learn about labels. When we buy packaged food, what do the labels say and what do these labels mean is really important.
Look
for words 100% whole grains, says an associate professor of medicine at UCLA, or check that a whole grain is listed at least as the first ingredient. Look for whole grains in it on the labels, and the whole grain should be the first ingredient on the list. And lastly, snack on nuts. No, this is number 6. Snacking on nuts. Many snack staples such as pretzels and cereal bars are highly processed. No, cut them out. Cut out cereal from your life. cut out granola bars from your life. Go for unsalted raw nuts.
Raw nuts.
You will find these in the baking aisle.
That's it. And there's a big difference for people who consider the processed nuts to be raw nuts. You know, these already pre-packed mixtures you get within every aisle.
Yeah.
They're in the same aisle as Lay's.
Yeah.
So that should give you a hint about what is in there. You're absolutely right. Raw is the key word here.
Yes, and you won't find them in the nuts aisle.
Yep.
You'll find them in the baking aisle because you will find them raw to be added and, roasted yourself.
Absolutely.
One of the things you can do is that you can actually soak them in water and roast them yourself or put them in the air fryer if you want that crunch to the nuts as well.
Nice.
Lastly, pair treats with healthy food. For example, if you are feeling like having a muffin, don't. Simple. There's no pairing. Okay. Top ice cream with fresh fruit. Dip chips into hummus and mix chocolate with nuts. These additions slow the release of sugar in the bloodstream, which can starve off blood sugar spike and energy crash that follows right after that. And that is all from the 7 diet changes that you can do to boost your energy. Shehzad, which one's your favorite?
Wow, no, I mean, all the information is absolutely amazing.
Okay.
And I think as far as the pairing thing, yeah, that's probably one thing people need to start doing more. That if they are so craving for something, then just pairing it with something else that is, like, for example, fruits, like you said. Speaking of which, have you ever melted ice cream, like just kept it outside, and then drank it? Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you remember the ice cream you got for me the other day? I forgot that it was up in my room.
Oh.
So I found it a few days later. I was like, what is this? But then I was thinking, why didn't this expire? It should. There are preservatives, and there is something wrong with this if it did not expire in 2 days.
Shehzad, you should have known that when you went to the ice cream aisle.
But this was the healthy one. I hold you accountable for that. This was a super healthy one.
No, it's not a healthy
with
one.
Non-GMO and proteins and 0 calories.
Yes, but...
No 0 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 0-calorie ice cream. Are you eating ice cream in your dreams?
even this has calories if I eat it.
But another tip that I do, and I do not know if we really call it a healthy pairing, is basically when I feel like eating French fries, I always dip them in vinegar. Like I get like a cup of vinegar and I fill it up with vinegar, of course, a cup of vinegar. And I take all my fries and I soak them in it and I let them soak. And then I take them out and eat them. And vinegar, they say, is known to curb the spike, the sugar spike.
That's why the batatis guy in Saudi Arabia, when we were kids, that's why he used to put vinegar. The 1 real batatis, the French fries guy.
Right. And they do it in England. I learned this in England with fish and chips.
With fish and
they add tons of vinegar on top of your chips. And I'm like, wow, that's yummy. But apparently it's there for a reason. So that's all from our segment, Jaan Hai To Jaan Hai, the Leena Shah Video Show with the Leena Shah.
Schehzad Shah.
Every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m.
And maybe 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, all the time. We're
All
there.
the time. Just tune in.
Bye.